Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. If you're watching this on a playback, then welcome. If you're popping in here during the meditation, then you're also welcome. Today we're going to be doing a mindfulness meditation. It should be a bit fast. Mindfulness comes from Buddhist philosophy. So there's this word in Buddhism that's called equanimity. And I kind of think of it as being neutral. So you don't let any of these like negative things affect you, and you also don't let the positive things affect you. You want to stay in this zone of kind of a meditative, peaceful state and just trying to maintain that without having too many waves that go up or down. So that's the concept of it. And one of the ways that you can achieve this is to kind of separate your awareness or yourself from your thoughts. You're kind of just creating a bit of a gap. Because oftentimes people like to, well, they don't like to, but people will often attach part of their identity to their thoughts. So in this practice, we're going to try to detach a little bit. The core principle, one of the main principles in Buddhism is non-attachment. You are suffering because of attachments, your attachments to the earthly world. So this could be a very powerful practice, especially if you're somebody who has a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression. It helps you to kind of remove yourself from your situation a little bit, helps you to be, over time, you'll be less reactive to things. You'll hear something, people mention reaction. When you're in a reactive state, you're coming from a place of your nervous system being heightened, from being elevated and giving you alarm bells of danger. So you're often in that fight or flight, maybe just a little bit, and it's your sympathetic nervous system that's reacting, that's trying to protect you. So anything you say or do is usually a protective mechanism. So to combat that and to kind of train ourselves to not be in such a reactive state, but to be in more of a thoughtful, wise state, we'll practice mindfulness so that when our nervous system is activated in fight or flight, we have the tools and the abilities to come back down to kind of reset, keep that baseline equanimity. We're not going too far up or down, so that we can make decisions with a clear mind, with our decision-making part of our brain, which is in the prefrontal cortex, instead of in the base of our brain, which is kind of the reptilian brain, reacting on instincts and survival. So that's kind of why we would practice mindfulness and why it's so useful. It really does help. So just to give you more idea of it, if you're completely new to this, we're going to practice sitting and observing our thoughts. So we're not trying to judge our thoughts. We're not trying to change our thoughts. We're just watching them. So yeah, you might have some really wild ones, things that might disturb you, things that might make you excited. We're just going to practice not attaching our sense of self to the thoughts. So yeah, we're going to do that. It's really useful if you practice it all the time. And the nice thing about mindfulness is you kind of just practice being present, and you could do it at any time. So you could practice mindfulness while you're washing your dishes, while you're putting away your laundry, as long as you're fully present in your senses, then you are effectively practicing mindfulness. And you kind of think about yourself as having this layer of Teflon or this non-stick layer if you're into cooking, or like a raincoat. So you're kind of thinking of it like that, where you have this layer on you that's not going to absorb any of the energy that's thrown at you from the outside world. Your internal world is going to stay stable. You're going to let the storm come through, let the cooking come through, and it's just going to wick off of you. It's not going to soak into your clothes because you have that protective barrier. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and let's get started. It's not going to be a long meditation today, but I just wanted to explain that first. So wherever you're at, go ahead and get comfortable. You can sit, you can lay, just find something where you can hang out for a while without your body being too distracting. I'll give you guys a minute to find a comfortable seat. Oh, I don't know if you guys could hear that on camera, but I am feeling a little mucusy. Might be getting a little sick. Okay. And once you have your seat, I invite you to close your eyes. And sometimes that's really challenging by itself to close your eyes. You find some resistance, and that's perfectly okay. You can work with that. If you find yourself just really not wanting to close your eyes, then I suggest to bring your gaze down to a point just beyond the field of vision of your nose. It could be on the floor, it could be in your lap, just something kind of where you're looking down a little bit. And then once you're there, once you're really looking down, then see if you could soften your gaze, almost like, when you're a little kid and you're trying to pretend like you're sleeping. You kind of do that. You can let a little bit of light in, but also kind of close your eyes, but you're not fully closing your eyes. So yeah. So wherever you're at, start to observe your breath. We're going to start with observation. So observe, just notice it. Is your breath fast? Is it slow? Is it shallow? Is it deep? Are you breathing through your chest or your stomach? And are you only breathing in the front of your body, or are you breathing on the sides of your body and the back of your body? Where in your body can you feel your breath? And get very specific with it. Maybe you can feel it in your back. But where in your back? Is it your upper back, your middle back? Excuse me. Is it your lower back? Is it in the center or towards the surface? And what does that even feel like? What does a breath in your back feel like? Now slowly start to very subtly adjust your breath to be a little bit deeper. And on each exhale, try to relax whatever muscles you can. And as you slowly deepen your breath, see if you could also expand it. Expand it through your diaphragm in all four directions, not just in the front, breathing in and out, but see if you could breathe through the sides of your rib cage and through the back so that you're breathing in four directions instead of just one direction. And just sit with your breath. It's really normal to lose focus. If you start to daydream, just bring your awareness back to your breath. Like a rancher would maybe bring a sheep back to the pen or a horse back to the pen. When you catch your thoughts going in a direction, simply bring it back to observing your breath. Okay, now let all that go and just let your breathing be natural. And while you're breathing, on your exhales and your inhales, see if you could see just on your upper lip, if you could feel a little sensation of the breath. And what does that feel like? Now let's take the seat of the observer and just simply watch your thoughts. Picture that you are laying in an open grassy field on a sunny day, and you're staring up at the sky And as you stare up at the sky, you see clouds. And the clouds come through, and you just look at them and state to yourself what it looks like, and you let it go. You don't take on the cloud as your identity. You just let it come through the sky and it leaves. It changes and leaves. Maybe it starts to rain. The rain will also pass through and change. None of this is permanent. You could see a storm, tornado. It could be a bright day. There could be no clouds in the sky. But meanwhile, you just watch. So, just like this, your thoughts too will pass through your mind, and you may attach emotions to those. Some feelings might come up as well. So, simply just observe it, acknowledge its existence, and let it move on. Let it change, let it be present, and let it move on from you. So, I'm going to stop talking for the next 5 minutes, and I'm going to let you observe your thoughts. And when you find you're getting too caught up, because sometimes it's difficult to detach, you're thinking about what you said to your friend last week, or your children or your partner, you may have gotten into an argument and it's in your mind. You're just going to let that go. When you catch yourself really in it, stuck in it, then just bring yourself back to this open, grassy field, staring up at the sky, and remind yourself you are not your thoughts, and they're coming through, they're changing, and they're leaving. None of this is you, and none of this is permanent. If your mind has drifted, gently bring it back. Slowly start to bring your awareness back into your body. Start with the breath. And slowly expand into the rest, into your arms, your legs, your feet, your toenails, your arms. I said arms already. Your shoulders, your head, and start to slowly and gently wiggle your fingers and your toes and get the cracks and roll your wrists, roll your ankles, move your head side to side, and come back into your conscious self. And that's going to be our meditation for today, for this morning. It was a fast one. Hopefully you found it useful. If you've never heard of mindfulness, then it's an excellent practice to incorporate into your everyday. So practice that as much or as little as you want. And thank you for watching my video. If you could leave a comment, support it, like the video, give me a follow. Let me know in the comments what types of meditation you would like me to guide, what you found useful about it. Just drop a little hello, introduce yourself, and I will see you on Tuesday's video where I have a meditation planned. I can't remember right now which one is planned though. So I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye.